Jamal Hill notices what people are saying about him, whether it's fans, media, or fighters, and something Michael Bisping recently said caught his attention and ire. Bisping calling me a sore loser and talking about as men on losing is the craziest shit ever to me, bro. You've been crying and salty about Dan Henderson for 20 years and Vitor Belfort for 15 years. You would think spending half your career losing, you would know how to. Bisping's response was, did you watch what I said or did you read some shitty headline? If it's a headline, I'll accept your apology. I said you were a bit of a sore loser because you're a true competitor, and then went on to explain that how if that energy is channeled correctly, it can be truly beneficial to a fighter's mindset. I was being nice, not talking shit. Didn't have you down as the easily offended type. All the best with your camp. That camp would be for UFC 311, Jan 18th, Los Angeles. Co-main event against Yuri Prochazka. Main event expected to be Makhachev versus Sarukian Part 2. Regarding that fight between Prochazka and Hill, Alex Pereira says, calm down my son, talking about Jamal Hill. Pass this test and dad will give you a second chance. Hill's beat both of them, Yuri twice. And Magomed also inserts himself into the conversation because he wants to fight Pereira next. Obviously, Jamal Hill didn't like those comments, so he replied back, beat it. Funny how you rushed the little ass Roundtree and dumbass Yuri like you're the man, but waited until the refs got in the way to swing at me. You'll see me again at 100% soon, and we both know the fear that was in your heart. In camera, he closes the distance during the break, cutting off my right side. Herb steps in behind me, cutting my left side and says, fight. If you don't think that plays a factor with somebody that has power, you don't know fighting. Like I said a million times, not an excuse. Just what happened. I shouldn't have shown sportsmanship to somebody who that had none and stayed locked in. My mistake, and it won't happen again. As far as the top 5 go, Pereira more than likely will take on Ankalaev. Prochazka takes on Hill, and we need to get Blachowicz a fight. He hasn't fought since like a year and a half when he fought Alex Pereira and lost that split decision, a very close fight. Since that time, Alex has fought 4 times, won the belt, defended it 3 times, and headlined 3 pay-per-views this year in the span of 6 months. A lot of Bellator fighters complaining that they're not getting fights. Bellator finally booked a fight. Nemkov versus D'Elia, but somebody's throwing cold water on that fight. I have to inform you this fight is not happening. D'Elia in the operation room as we speak. Elbow surgery. Check with your fighters before posting such atrocious S. Corey Anderson saw that and said, if D'Elia's out, PFL Bellator put me in and give me Vadim Nemkov. The last fight on his contract closed the chapter in our rubber match and the loss I owe him from the first fight. Anderson has been complaining he's getting no fights, and this is a way to try and get one. Dakota Ditcheva became the first fighter to stop Taila Santos in 26 fights, and she beat and battered her for 2 rounds. She should be in the UFC fighting the top girls there. Her striking's excellent. She's throwing a variety of shots precisely, well-timed, not recklessly, everything calculated, including tremendous fight-ending body shots. Her last 4 fights have been body shot knockouts. And she has 2 more on top of that on her record. Definitely one of the more impressive strikers in women's MMA. Her takedown D also looked good against Santos, who is a well-rounded fighter. So it would be nice to see her move to the UFC, but she'll likely just continue to smash whoever the PFL throws at her next season, as she makes a pretty easy $1 million again in their tournament. Aside from winning the belt and winning the $1 million, Dakota Ditcheva also had the honor of winning Dude Wipes Drop of the Night for dropping Santos with that body shot.
Zeros on that. Hell yeah! $1 million!
Hair's washed. Post-fight video like always, last one of the year. Are you happy, son?
As someone who wants to see PFL thrive and succeed and provide another legit platform for high-level fighters, I'm concerned that the deep Russian roster could lead it to not being as popular as it could be. 6 of the 10 finalists ended up being from Russia, including 2 Russia versus Russia finals in the welterweight division and in the heavyweight division. After his PFL heavyweight championship win and winning $1 million, Denis Goltsov wants to take on Francis Ngannou next. Maybe the PFL will do that because they don't have a ton of options, but maybe Francis's next fight is going to be in boxing.
I'm in about super fight, and I think if we will do it next year, about October, maybe half year after the final, I will be ready.
Ready for who? Who do you want to fight, my friend?
Of course, Francis Ngannou.
Oh, what a fight that would be. Congratulations, my friend. Enjoy this victory and get ready for 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, your world champion, Denis Goltsov.
Future super fight potentially against Francis Ngannou.
That would be interesting. That would be an interesting fight.
I mean, this is one of the most skilled heavyweights on planet Earth, and you just saw, even off his back, which is not a position he's typically very comfortable, he was able to get a finish, so I'd love to see it.
Francis Ngannou versus Manchester United's Andre Onana. Joe Rogan denied having Ukrainian President Zelensky on his podcast.
Come up with some sort of a Zelensky tried to come on.
Whoa!
Yeah, they tried to get Zelensky on. I was like, what are you talking about?
Some call him a legend for that. Some people take the opposing stance and say, legend, you misspelled coward. This is a coward move, not a legendary move. Jake Shields supports Rogan's decision. Zelensky stole hundreds of millions from America. F this clown. Julian Robertson's elbows to Luana Carolina became a huge pain in the ass for her, but was it legal? Strikes to the tailbone are illegal, strikes to the groin are illegal, but striking directly to the anus is close to being illegal, but technically not illegal. The whole scene was chaotic. Dean Thomas had hit her with the John Jones, and Robertson started furiously elbowing her asshole, and also got one in a split second after the round ended. Elijah Johns, the younger brother of UFC fighter Miles Johns, will be competing in LFA Friday, December 6th for their lightweight title. 1 week later, his brother Miles Johns will be competing against Felipe Lima at the UFC Tampa show, which will be the final UFC show of 2024. Day before that, Greg Hardy is taking on Alexei Popin in Russia in boxing. Hardy will be a colossal underdog in that fight.
I heard you like fighting on men, Jake Paul. Tell me never that you show, man. You got no friends.